The first time Dr. Emily saw Ozzy, she had no idea something could even look like that. He was so tiny, so different from any kitten she had ever seen. His legs were unbelievably short, making his little steps slow and careful, like a baby just learning to walk. His face had a permanent grumpy expression, with the cutest little underbite, and a single tooth that always stuck out because of his slightly crooked jaw. Ozzy wasn't like any other cat. He lives at the clinic now, and whenever people walk in and catch sight of him for the first time, their reactions are always the same. "Oh my God, what is that?" Some gasp, some laugh, and some just stand there in complete awe. But once they take a closer look, once they see how he moves, how he looks up at them with those big, curious eyes, they can't get enough of him. But Ozzy's story didn't start in a place of love and laughter. When he was first brought in, he was in rough shape. A tiny black kitten, screaming, crying, desperate for help. His eyes were swollen shut from conjunctivitis, his tiny body covered in baby lice, and no matter how much he ate, he wasn't growing. Something wasn't right. Dr. Emily and her team ran x-rays, trying to understand what was happening. That's when they realized Ozzy was a dwarf cat. His condition made him extra fragile, requiring constant care, specialized attention, and medical treatment that most people wouldn't be able to afford. There was no question about it. The clinic was the best place for him to be. Here, he would get everything he needed, and it wouldn't cost him a thing. He wasn't alone for long. The clinic already had a cat named Yellow, a laid-back, wise old soul who had been with them for years. Yellow was used to being the king of the clinic, but something about Ozzy softened him. The moment they met, there was an unspoken understanding. Yellow, despite his size and seniority, was gentle with Ozzy in a way no one had ever seen before. When they let them interact, something incredible happened. Ozzy became Yellow's little shadow. Wherever Yellow went, Ozzy followed. If Yellow scratched the rug, Ozzy had to run over and do the same, mimicking every movement, learning how to be a proper clinic cat. In a way, Yellow became his teacher, showing him the ropes, helping him find his place in this strange new world. They became best friends. There's something about Ozzy that makes people stop and smile, no matter how their day is going. If someone has had a rough day, if their heart feels heavy, all it takes is one look at his tiny body wobbling across the floor, his determined little steps, and suddenly, things feel lighter. Dr. Emily calls him Ozzy, the little distraction. It's not just humans he seems to care about. When there are sick patients, he always seems to know. He'll walk up to their cages, sit there quietly, and just stare, as if to say, "Hey, you're going to be okay." And somehow it helps. He may be small, but there's something special about Ozzy. Something you can't quite put into words. He's different, unique, and yet absolutely perfect in his own way. The entire clinic team loves every single part of that boy.